The Oscars are always packed with unforgettable moments, but this year's ceremony delivered a twist that no one saw coming.
Mommy! Mommy!
From jaw-dropping wins and surprising snubs, to emotional tributes that brought the audience to tears, these were the moments that had everyone buzzing.
I've done this before, thank you.
And who delivered the performances that stole the show. Let's dive into the highlights from one of Hollywood's most unforgettable nights. As always, the Oscars closed out award season with a bang, and they did it in the best way possible. The red carpet was a spectacle of jaw-dropping celebrity fashion. Don't worry, we've got you covered on that separately. But for now, let's head straight to the stage where the real magic happened. The KN kicked off in true Hollywood style with a nostalgic movie montage celebrating Los Angeles. The reel featured iconic clips from La La Land, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and more. A fitting tribute as the city continues to recover from January devastating wildfires. Then came the musical magic. Ariana Grande, dazzling in a sparkling red gown, took the stage to perform Over the Rainbow against a dreamy night sky backdrop right after her Wicked co-star Cynthia Erivo delivered a powerful rendition of Home from The Wiz. But the real showstopper, the two vocal powerhouses teaming up for Defying Gravity, a moment so electrifying, it earned them a thunderous standing ovation. Then it was time for this year's Oscars host, Conan O'Brien. And let's just say, he didn't hold back. Introduced as a four-time Oscars viewer, he kicked things off with his signature sharp humor, taking playful jabs at each of the Best Picture nominees.
This is actually Ralph Fiennes' third time being nominated. Yeah. If he doesn't win tonight, we all get to call him Ralph. Hey, Ralph, give me a towel.
Of course, he couldn't resist complimenting the audience on looking their absolute best. Well, almost everyone. The one standout? Adam Sandler, who casually rocked up in basketball shorts and a bright blue hoodie, proving once again that he plays by his own fashion rules.
You're dressed like a guy playing video poker at 2 a.m., Adam.
Sandler, completely unfazed, simply shrugged and said, "I don't care about what I wear and don't wear." Then, without a second thought, he casually made his way out of the audience, heading straight for a very important stop.
One more thing. Chalamet!
Of course, Conan O'Brien couldn't resist tackling one of the season's biggest controversies, Carla Sofia Gascon's nomination for Emilia Perez. He quipped that the only person who dropped more F-bombs than Honora was Gascon's publicist. Carla, the first openly transgender woman nominated for Best Actress, faced major online backlash after resurfaced deleted posts sparked outrage. But leave it to Conan to deliver the perfect punchline, turning the tense moment into pure late-night gold.
And Carla, if you are going to tweet about the Oscars, remember, my name is Jimmy Kimmel.
It was a hilarious nod to Jimmy Kimmel's four-time hosting streak, including last year's ceremony. Conan O'Brien also made sure to remind everyone of the night's golden rule: keep those speeches short. But in true comedic fashion, he immediately did the opposite, wrapping up his monologue with a full-blown musical number about not wasting time. But Conan wasn't the only one to bend the rules. One winner took things to the next level. First, last year's Best Supporting Actor winner Robert Downey Jr. returned to the stage to present this year's award. And the fan-favorite win? Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. In his heartfelt speech, Kieran thanked his co-star and director Jesse Eisenberg and gave a touching shout-out to his wife Jaz Charton. But the real highlight? Kieran revealed that last year, Jaz promised him not one, but two more kids if he won an Oscar. Talk about high stakes.
No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say? I love you.
It was a hilarious nod to Jimmy Kimmel's four-time hosting streak, including last year's ceremony. Conan O'Brien also made sure to remind everyone of the night's golden rule: keep those speeches short. But in true comedic fashion, he immediately did the opposite, wrapping up his monologue with a full-blown musical number about not wasting time. But Conan wasn't the only one to bend the rules. One winner took things to the next level. First, last year's Best Supporting Actor winner Robert Downey Jr. returned to the stage to present this year's award. And the fan favorite win? Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. In his heartfelt speech, Kieran thanked his co-star and director Jesse Eisenberg and gave a touching shout-out to his wife Jazz Charton. But the real highlight? Kieran revealed that last year, Jazz promised him not one, but 2 more kids if he won an Oscar. Talk about high stakes.
I know I will not be the last. I hope.
Zoe Saldana was surrounded by her entire family in an emotional moment that had everyone feeling the love. As she took the stage to accept her Best Supporting Actress award, she made sure to give a heartfelt shout-out to the 2 people who have been her rock, her mom and husband. Just like the rest of us, they couldn't hold back the tears as Zoe poured her heart out in her speech. This wasn't just a win for her. It was a win for her family, her heritage, and everyone who has followed her journey.
The biggest honor in my life is being your partner. You hung the moon and our beautiful, perfect suns, Sai, Bowie, and Zen. They fill our skies every night with stars.
It was an especially touching moment as Andrew Garfield took the stage. His mother, Lynn, passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2019, making his presence even more heartfelt. Alongside Goldie Hawn, he presented Best Animated Short Film to the team behind the Iranian masterpiece In the Shadow of the Cypress, and they had an unbelievable story to share. The audience was left stunned when the creators revealed that they had landed in Los Angeles just 3 hours before the ceremony. Shar and Sawani added that they had only received their visas the day before and could hardly believe they were actually standing on that stage. And just when we thought the night couldn't get any better, another unforgettable moment arrived, when Wicked's brilliant costume designer, Paul Tazewell, took home the Oscar.
There's a person who gave my mother, during her life, the most joy, the most comfort.
Wicked cast a spell on the Oscars this year, racking up 10 nominations and securing a well-deserved win for Best Production Design. Meanwhile, The Substance took home Best Makeup and Hairstyling, proving that bold transformations ruled the night. And of course, sci-fi fans rejoiced as Dune Part 2 dominated with back-to-back wins in Best Sound and Best Visual Effects, cementing its status as a cinematic powerhouse. The surprises didn't stop there. Conclave was crowned Best Adapted Screenplay, with writer Peter Straugan dedicating the award to his daughter, though he cheekily added, "But it's still mine." Brazil also had a historic moment as I'm Still Here, starring Fernanda Torres, won Best International Film, finally delivering an Oscar to legendary director Walter Salles after 5 nominations. But perhaps the biggest winner of the night was Brutalist, snagging 3 major Oscars for Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, and a huge Best Actor win for Adrien Brody. 22 years after his iconic Pianist win, Brody delivered another jaw-dropping performance and possibly the longest speech of the night. Despite the orchestra's multiple attempts to cut him off, he kept going, making sure his heartfelt thanks were heard.
I'm the first black man to receive the Costume Design Award for my work on Wicked.
And in the end, Adrien Brody closed his speech with a powerful and unforgettable message, leaving the audience hanging on to every word. His emotional tribute to resilience, artistry, and perseverance struck a deep chord, proving once again why he's one of Hollywood's most respected talents. With a heartfelt nod to those who have struggled, he urged dreamers everywhere to keep pushing forward, no matter the odds. His words weren't just a speech, they were a statement, making this moment one of the most inspirational highlights of the night.
Please, I'm wrapping up. I will wrap up. Please turn the music off. I've done this before. Thank you. Wonderful. It's not my first rodeo.
This was one of the most highly anticipated nominations of the night, and for good reason. Timothée Chalamet had the chance to tie Adrien Brody's record for youngest Best Actor winner with his role in A Complete Unknown. At just 29, all eyes were on him. But the true triumphant winner of the evening, Anora. The film dominated the Oscars, securing an incredible 5 wins out of 6 nominations. Sean Baker took home Best Original Screenplay, dedicating the award to the sex workers who inspired the film, while also winning Best Film Editing and Best Director, securing Anora's place in Oscar history.
I pray for a healthier and a happier and a more inclusive world. And I believe if the past can teach us anything, it's a reminder to not let hate go unchecked.
And then came one of the biggest shockers of the night. Mikey Madison took home the Best Actress Oscar in a stunning upset over favorite Demi Moore. Fans and critics alike were left in disbelief as Madison's name was announced, marking one of the most unexpected victories of the evening. With this surprise win, she cemented her place among Hollywood's elite, proving that anything can happen on Oscar night.
Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. Thank you for everything. And this is for you.
But Honora wasn't done yet. To cap off its historic night, the film claimed the biggest honor of them all, Best Picture at the 2025 Oscars. Hollywood legends Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal had the privilege of announcing the winner, treating fans to an iconic When Harry Met Sally reunion right on the Oscars stage. And of course, they couldn't resist slipping in one of the film's most legendary lines, adding the perfect touch of nostalgia to an already unforgettable night.
I'm honored to be recognized alongside all of you. This is a dream come true.
One of the brightest moments of the night, the highly anticipated James Bond tribute. More specifically, a well-deserved shout-out to legendary producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson, who had already received honorary Oscars. Former Bond girl Halle Berry took the stage to introduce the spectacular performance, which kicked off with a dramatic orchestral rendition of the iconic Bond theme. But the real showstopper? Margaret Qualley transformed into a dazzling Bond girl with a jaw-dropping dance number, leading into an unforgettable performance by Blackpink's Lisa, Doja Cat, and Ray. The dynamic trio delivered a powerhouse performance that earned them a thunderous standing ovation. And they weren't the only ones celebrated. Firefighters who bravely battled the Eaton and Palisades wildfires were also invited on stage, receiving a well-earned emotional ovation. Not to mention, they showed off an amazing sense of humor, making this moment even more special.
You have a chance of being an Oscar winner for the rest of your life. You want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
The Oscars also honored tradition with a deeply moving in memoriam tribute, presented by none other than the legendary Morgan Freeman. Taking the stage with poise and heartfelt emotion, Freeman reflected on the legacy of the stars we've lost this year, delivering a speech that left the audience in tears. But the most gut-wrenching moment? Freeman paid special tribute to his dear friend and fellow acting icon Gene Hackman, who tragically passed away just last week. The room fell silent as Freeman shared personal anecdotes and memories, reminding everyone of Hackman's unparalleled talent and lasting impact on cinema. The montage that followed celebrated the lives of legendary performers, ensuring their brilliance will never be forgotten.
Well, our hearts go out to all of those who have lost their homes. And I'm talking about the producers of Joker 2.
One detail that didn't go unnoticed by sharp-eyed viewers was the absence of Michelle Trachtenberg from this year's In Memoriam segment. Social media erupted with reactions, with many questioning why the beloved actress was left out of the tribute. Meanwhile, another unforgettable moment came when Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg took the stage to honor the legendary Quincy Jones. The celebration of his incredible contributions to music and film was taken to the next level, when Queen Latifah delivered a jaw-dropping performance of Ease on Down the Road from The Wiz. Jones, who worked as the musical supervisor and producer for the film, famously met Michael Jackson through this project, an introduction that would go on to change music history forever. So much went down at this year's Oscars, and the night was packed with shocking wins, snubs, and jaw-dropping performances. Now it's your turn. Did your favorites take home the gold? What moment had you screaming at the screen? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.